Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Rurouni Kenshin episode number 5 reaction. Okay, so the previous episode we meet a new character. His name, I forgot his actual name. He's called Zanza, and he is a fighter. He likes to fight. He likes to take in like opponents, and he's someone who doesn't like other people like using their power to bully others. So he got in a squabble with a person in the tavern, not tavern, sorry, what was it, the diner, yeah, in the diner, where where Kenshin was also there, and we kind of get to see his strength here. It's not that his strength, his toughness. So we get to see that, and then later we get to know he's been hired by those two guys in the first episode to kind of take out and fight Kenshin. So yeah, he comes and issues a challenge to Kenshin. They start their fight, and we can see here that even though Kenshin is strong and fast, Zanza is tough, like I said. So this is going to be an interesting match. Like he said, this is not a swordsman like swords fight. It's a fight like a normal brawl. So anyone who's tough will be the one who's going to win. So yeah, but we still haven't seen Kenshin's full potential. So let's see what happens in this episode. Episode 5, let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here, sync it to whichever is your preference. And let's get started. Alright, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Don't count your chickens. Yeah. Yeah, and unless and until you can hit Kenshin. Yeah, you have another gun? Oh my god. Great. He's gonna pull out a submachine gun now. Wait, what? That is sheathed? Oh, I really didn't understand. Oh, that there it's not sheathed. Act 2. Hmm. Okay. And then another. Okay. Right. I don't see Kenshin losing this, but still, let's see how it goes. Okay. Damn, it's a big. Yo. Yo. Nice. Ooh. Yeah, even though he's fast, His sword is big, it takes long to move. Ooh, hey, yo, look at the speed. Damn. Yep. Rusolsen. Yeah, I was just talking about this. Like, yeah, exactly. Wow. Yeah, he's just time magnitude. And he wasn't even like giving it his all. Oh, wow. Mm. Who? Captain Sagara. Oh, is this his past? Dosando. Wait, he was in the army? No. Sekiho army. Oh. Oh, there he is. Nationalist squad. Oh. Oh, okay. Dozo Sagara. North. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yep. Hmm. Sanosuke, that's his name. Equality. Well. Hmm. Yeah. Who's the other kid with him? Katsuhiro, I think. Hmm. Oh, so they don't have. Ah, that's why. Okay. Mhm. Well, I'm sure something bad is going to happen now. What? Oh, wow. So they turned on them or something? What? Oh. And now after they. Okay. Oh. Oh my god. Typical politics. So they're like putting all the blame on them now. Oh. And they're probably. Okay. Yeah, well, and that's the last they saw of him, I'm guessing. Oh boy. Wait, is he being executed or something? Oh my god! Oh wow, this is just. Oh, yeah. Mm. Yeah, that's why he like. Oh damn, he just parried it. God damn. No, he Kenshin parried it. Didn't you see that? Oh god, he's gonna pull out something else now. Oh what? He had another gun. No, I think he probably did something to the. Wait, what? Yeah, no. He probably cut the bullet or something. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, you're gonna. You're in for a whooping now. Yeah, you're in for a whipping now. Come. Are you stupid? He's gonna cut your gun in two now. Great. Okay, these guys are going to. Yeah, Kenshin's gonna just. Oh damn. Oh! Oh my god! Hey yo, his head would have been beheaded now, anytime. Yeah, you went too far now. Exactly. He had another one. Oh! Yeah. This guy. Yeah, I thought he was maybe going to change in the future or something. It doesn't look like it. Ugh. Hmm. Wait, did he did he turn his sword? Is it the sharp edge now? Yeah, I think he's using the sharp edge, or I don't know. He's going to then, yeah, increasing the force and then hurl it towards him. Damn. Damn. Oh, here we go. Ooh! Damn! Like I said, he's parrying his sword. That big one. He got it. Okay. And that's why he turned his sword. Okay. Oh, he turned it back again. Okay, here we go. Oh! It's over. Oh, he's still standing. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, and your sword is broken, so. Come on. Like this, you cannot win. Like, what will that. What will that accomplish? No, I. Obviously not. Yeah. Like I said, will that accomplish anything? Exactly. Like he's not even an imperialist now. Yeah. Yeah. And this is the thing. Not everyone is. Yeah. And about imperialists as well. Yeah. Like not everyone is like that. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And that is why he was like just, like going and picking fights with everyone, even though like a lot of these situations he's picking the wrong fight. Yeah. It's severe. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, I feel like he's probably up and moving now. He said he's strong and tough. Yeah, even with that, you still just annihilated him. Yeah. Yep. Hmm. As stupid as he may be. Oh boy, he's probably going to be out. Yep, here. He's probably here just waiting. Oh my god, here we go. Oh, these guys are back again. God. Oh my god. He's all bandaged up. 3 months, here we go. Yeah. Yeah. No. Oh boy. No, I guess that's his, like, Hmm. Huh? You're 19? What? What? Okay. He's 19, okay. Jojo characters. Oh boy. Hmm. Yep. Alright. Did he again skip his money? Yep. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Right, so we get our another person in our group. And now that we've been introduced to all the characters that have been joined that will be joining us, yeah, let's see where this goes. Okay. Oh, whoa. Something left. What? Wait, is this Gintoki's voice? Oh my god. What? Um, okay. Wow. Alright. Okay, that is it. This was episode 5. Okay, we continue from the previous episode, the battle against Sanosuke and, Sanosuke versus Kenshin. So, we in the beginning we get to see these two, the Himura brothers. I think that's what their names are. They were like, oh, like 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 let's see, like he's going to fight for us. And the big brother, no, the little brother, he was like, oh, like he's tough, so he can win. And the other one was like, you know nothing. Like obviously, like you saw how Kenshin moves, how fast he is. In no way can Zanza beat him. But don't you worry, I have another plan. And his another plan is another gun. So he has three guns. Like later on, he pulls out another one from. Where does he keep these? What the hell? Okay, whatever. Oh my god. Right. So they start the battle, Zanza and Kenshin, and okay. So Kenshin mistook his sword to be sheathed. I think he said like, "Oh, why don't you unsheath your sword?" But Sanosuke was like, "Oh no, where do you think like you can find a sheath for this big thing? It's unsheathed." So okay, so Kenshin thought it was sheath or something, or maybe like he was saying like, "Why don't you give your all?" or something like in a way like that was like his way of saying, "Why don't you give your full, full potential?" Like because you could see Zanda was still kind of like holding back a little bit, so maybe that's his way of saying like, "Oh, why don't you take it out from your sheath?" I don't know. Anyways, whatever. So yeah, the battle begins, and yes, so the thing about Zanza was like his sword is big, however quick you are, however strong you are, that big of a thing, it limits the movement, you know, like that kind of thing. And it doesn't matter, even if you're extremely fast, it doesn't matter. That big thing will limit your movement. And like that's what we see Kenshin was doing. Kenshin was just dodging, and the first thing he did was like parry and then dodge and run up and get on top of the sword. And then immediately hit him 2 to 3 times, like consecutively, and just drops him down over there. And he falls there and immediate loss. So Kenshin is like, oh, this is not the beginning, this is the end, this is the epilogue. So yeah, like Kenshin's like, I don't want to fight you anymore, so just stop it. Now, obviously, you can see here that Sanosuke realizes that he's extremely strong. He says like, it's not even that he's stronger than me. We are in completely different leagues. Like he's an entire, like different, like his powers in an entire different magnitude. So it is impossible now, like the way I am now, to defeat him. Like he realizes that. And then he was almost going unconscious. So here we get to see a little bit of his backstory. So the situation is that he was a part of what was the name of the group? She something. Wait a minute, let me check. Sekiho army, yeah, the vanguard of the Imperial Army. Okay, so they go in front of the Imperial Army. Okay, they're going around with word of the land tax halving order. Halving order. Okay, so obviously from the name, I'm guessing it is like a like a new, what do you call it? A new thing that will be started. That is, oh, land tax will be half. Obviously, they're kind of promoting that and kind of going in front of the Imperial Army and spreading the news. And obviously everyone is like very happy, all the normal civilians, they're like, oh, tax would be halved, that's great, all the tyranny from up until now will be stopped. Okay, so obviously you can see there's like there's like two groups, like mainly the first group is the shogunate, and the Tokugawa shogunate, I think, and the other group that is against them is the revolutionaries. And the revolutionaries have a lot of other groups, like like you can see this Sekiho army. That was their name, wasn't it? Let me check again. Yeah, Sekiho army. The Sekiho army, and maybe the other platoons and everything. Like all that stuff as well. And on the shogunate's group, team, I'm guessing the Shinsengumi is there because they are the official, like the one that takes care of the, like a I wouldn't call it an army. Is it an army? This Shinsengumi. Yeah, I guess kind of. Who are from the show, whose loyalty lies with the shogunate. So yeah, all right. Oh, also, yeah, I was just talking about the revolutionary group. Kiheta is also part of the revolutionary group, I'm guessing. Yeah. So like all that stuff, and we already met that guy, the commander of the Kihetai. What was his name? I forgot his name. that guy, the one who wanted Kenshin to join them, you know. Um, okay, I'm sure we'll meet him again. Then I'll get to remember his name again. Anyways, so yeah, so they were coming in as a vanguard, and you can see here Sanosuke and another kid with him. I'm guessing we're going to meet this kid in the future because we still don't know what happened to him. I'm guessing he's somewhere there, and maybe Zanza will meet him in the future. Either way, they're off like spreading their word and everything, and you can see that like Sanosuke is like looking up to this guy. Okay, they served as a guide and the vanguard that assisted the main forces. The first unit of the Sekihō army, led by Sozo Sagara. There you go. So yeah, Sanosuke looked up to him, and like he's very proud. You can see. Okay, they've been heading towards north along Tosando. Okay, so you can see here Old Kyoto, Seta, Misaka Pass, Sonohara, Usui Pass. Relaying the land tax halving order declared by the revolutionary warriors. Okay, right. So you can see everyone is obviously happy that they are here because like they are here with the word that tax will be halved. Obviously, the civilians will be happy about that. So okay, while all of this is happening, you can see he's just looking out, and Sanosuke comes and asks him like, "What are you looking at?" And he's like, "Oh, you see those smoke from those houses?" And Sanosuke's like, "Yeah, like obviously it's like they're burning wood. So what?" And he's like, "Oh, because that shows that they have wood to burn and they have food to cook, which shows that yeah, people are like okay over here." I've seen many villages where fires wouldn't burn. They didn't even have the wood to burn the fire or anything to cook. So like I've seen stuff like that. And the 300-year domination of Tokugawa is about to end, raising the curtains of a new era. An age where the weak are abused and had to cry in their sleep will end, and an era of equality for four classes. And this is an interesting thing. Obviously, everyone has had these dreams, and a lot of the times we are able to get close to that dream of equality. But I don't think there has ever been an era where full equality has been achieved. So always, even in the most peaceful of situation, there is still someone, and it's kind of impossible to completely eradicate this because this is just going to come back soon. It just takes one nut job to completely mess everything up. So era of equality, everyone strives for it and tries to grasp it, but at the end of the day, it's one of the most difficult things to grasp. So he had a big dream. He was like, yeah, you know what? The Tokugawa shogunate, we're fighting them. We're going to the revolutionaries will hopefully will win, and after that, we are going to make this place better. And the fact that I think they kind of even Kenshin also said this, that we was it Kenshin or who was it that said this, that we were in the revolutionary because we wanted to make a change. But yeah, the change has happened, but there's still stuff like this going on. Like the newer generations, for example, they definitely don't know what the others went to. Like the the revolutionaries who purely wanted to change the the situation, yeah, they obviously they still have that dream and they want to reach that. And after finally defeating the shogunate, I'm guessing after I think they call it the Meiji Restoration, they have been able to get close to it. But then there will always be people, like new people, the newer generations, who will have no idea what everyone else went through, and they'll try to mess stuff up, And again, like inequality and these type of stuff will start seeping in. So that's why I'm saying it's very difficult to achieve that. The people who had this dream, they definitely want it, but obviously, they are going to get old, and eventually they'll die. What about the newer generations? Will they share the same sentiment? Obviously, probably not, because they haven't went through all of that. But yeah, not everyone is like that. There's a lot of people, even in the newer generations, who knows that, this is correct, this is incorrect. They have the basic, I guess you could say, morality to understand that. But there will always be, like I said, there will always be one or two people who are just like, And it all takes that one or two people to mess stuff up, Like they say, it's difficult to build things, but it's easier to destroy it, that kind of thing. But here you can see he had a dream of equality of the four classes, and he was like, we are almost there, we can do this. We of the Sekiho army stand at the front line, and Sanosuke is like, how hard we work will determine if that is 1 year or 10. Oh boy. And anyways, okay, so they're off now. Okay, so no, before that, Sanosuke is like, oh, hey captain, like after we get to that point, even a poor farmer's kid like me would be able to have a surname, won't we? And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, so can I take the Sagara-san name, that you have? And he's like, yeah, sure, why not? Go ahead. But it'll be a weird name. And he's like, I don't care. I just want that. And he's like, yeah, sure. Right. So here, obviously, problem strikes. We get to know later on in the Sekiho army. There has been an information that has come out, is that the revolutionaries are now, they're trying to go against the whole thing. They are making the Sekiho army as the responsible ones for this whole situation. So what they're doing is like, so they basically got used. So the revolutionary army, what they did is like, oh, they told the Sekiho army and like said everyone that, oh, promised everyone that, oh, land tax, a reduction, this, that, we'll all give you this. And like people were happy. They're like, oh, a new government, a new, like a new thing. The Tokugawa shogunate, they will be they can be stopped now, like all those days of will be gone. And everyone was happy. The Sekiho army was happy. They were like preaching it everywhere. And obviously the revolutionary army, as they said, they didn't have enough money to keep their promise. Now here's the thing, it is pretty obvious this was going to go in this direction because they're fighting a war. Obviously, to gather the support of the civilians, they need to promise them something like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to help you guys like this, land tax half, all of the land tax will be halved, stuff like that. They promise them this, and then they're fighting a war. They are definitely in economic crisis. After the war ends, they will be even more in economic crisis. In no way can they reduce the tax. So what they do, they are like, all right, since we cannot really show that we were the liars, what we do is we make the Sekiho army the liars. We will be like, oh, yeah, they're the ones who said it. We have no idea. They're the ones who promised it. They lied to you guys. They're the ones responsible, and we will take care of that. We will imprison them. We will execute them, and that is why they completely went against them. This whole situation really reminds me of that one episode from Vinland Saga season 2, where we get to see Canute doing the same thing, promising everyone a lot of things, but then in the back he's like, we don't have money. What do? We go and capture like a person, like the whole what was the name of that guy? Kettle's farm. We go and capture them. We get money from them. We that's what we do to take it, because they made these promises, but they're fighting a war. So obviously the whole thing will go down. In no way can they do this. Halving of tax, impossible in this situation. Maybe in the future they can do it, but not in that kind of situation. So they're like, oh, just make them the scapegoat, and that's it. The people will get mad at them, and we are fine, nothing will happen to us. We can get out of this. So they just literally became the bait and I guess you could say, the scapegoat of this whole situation. And I wonder if this was the plan from the beginning, for the revolutionary army. Just, a little group, just make them the scapegoat by the end of it, and we'll just hunt them down. So obviously, Captain Sagara gets up and he's like, right, so let's go and let's talk to them. And Sanosuke and the other kid was also going to go, but he's like, no, you guys are young, you have a big life ahead of you. Stay here, take care of this place. We'll be back. Obviously, I'm pretty sure Sagara knew that things will go south very soon. There is a possibility that they might die, so they decided to keep these two kids over here. So yeah, he's off, and after that in comes this kid comes in quickly, and he's like, Sanosuke, quick, like Captain Sagara, and he takes him to this place, and you can see in front of the village, Sagara's head has been beheaded and just there. So yeah, and the people, the officials, they're saying that, oh, they are the ones who lied to you guys. It's a fake imperial army. Taking your army first unit captain, Tozo Sagara. He has been lying to you guys. Yeah, sentenced to beheading for the crime of using falsehoods, such as halving land tax to deceive the minds of people. And obviously, the people are like, oh, he's the one at fault, because they don't know what's going on in the back. Like the people are just going to, like believe what what everyone else is telling them. So you cannot like really say that, oh, like you can see that the civilians are like kind of blaming them, but nothing you can do about it, because they don't know. They really don't know what's going on. Like whatever the government tells them, they're going to believe it. Most of the people are going to believe it, and that's why they're like, oh yeah, they're definitely like this unit was definitely at fault. While back in the background, the revolutionary army is like, oh, thank God, like we were able to take care of the situation by putting the blame on this group, and yeah, now we'll have to kill them, but at least we are safe. Everything is okay. So that's the whole thing. So obviously, Sanosuke knows the whole situation, so like he sees this, and that has imprinted in his brain. Now that he gets like he's in front of Kenshin, he's like, no, I cannot lose, and he gets up and he's like, you Imperial Army people, like you talk about equality and stuff like that, but yeah, all you care about is your own like thing. They made us a secure army bear the burden of the bad letter. I absolutely cannot let myself lose. And for him, he thinks Kenshin is from the Imperial Army, the strongest Imperial armies, like person. So he's like, yeah, he's like the guy that I need to defeat. That's why he's this, like angry. Okay, so then they start the battle again, and Kenshin just parried his blow, and he trips and falls. And you can see that the older brother, the older Himura brother, he's like, oh, this is not going in the correct direction. Let me pull out my gun, my second gun, and he pulls it out again. And he shoots them. And I was like, yeah, obviously Kenshin can take care of it. And yeah, he does it. He kind of falls down, probably because of the force of the bullet, but he was able to stop it from using the handle of the sword. And yeah, he was like, the Himura brother, he's like, my plan finally worked, like he actually says that when you double down or triple down on your tactics, I should have realized he had another gun when he said that. He's like, oh, you took one of my gun, I have two more, like what can you do about that? All right. So like this guy is so stupid. Like he thought that he could take care of a person who actually parried a bullet. Like how in the hell can you think like it is possible to defeat him? Because even after he sees that Kenshin gets up and that his like his sword has been used to parry the bullet, he's like, oh, let me pull out another gun, maybe that'll work. And then he takes Kaoru as hostage, and Kaoru got very like startled over here, and she fell down, like as she said, my legs gave away, and yeah, Yahiko tries to kind of protect her, but yeah, this big guy comes in, and Sansa throws his sword, and it completely takes out this part of his nose, like just makes a whole gashing wound. And I'm like, yeah, a few centimeters to the right, your head would have been gone. So yeah, better think about what you were doing. So seeing this situation again, like the older brother, he's like, you cannot do anything. Let me take out another one of my gun. And Kenshin's like, like you're a scum, and you are a type of person who can never be redeemed. So Kenshin just attacks him consecutively. Yeah, and he says, I eased up enough for you to not fall unconscious. Damn, that's brutal. Yeah, because if he falls unconscious, that's it. He won't be suffering. So he's like, yeah, I just held it back so that you suffer from here onwards, and that suffering will let you know not to mess with stuff, like not to mess with us. Right. So after that, they resume the battle again. Sansa's like, I need to defeat you. You're the strongest imperialist. You guys were the reason why all of this happened. And Kenshin's like, yeah, you know what? He cannot really be talked down. So I need to show him that, yeah, like who is stronger here, and need to actually calm him down like that. Otherwise, he cannot be stopped here. So he starts swinging his sword, as he said, as they explained, the centrifugal force he uses to increase the force, and he's going to hurl it towards Kenshin. That's what he's going to do. So while Kenshin is just there standing with his sword, and you can see that he kind of turns his sword towards the sharp edge. And I was like, why is he doing that? Is he like, that's going to hurt him, isn't it? But I then realized why he did that. He did that so that he could cut off his sword. Because obviously Kenshin is not going to harm others. He uses the other's blunt side to attack. So obviously he turned his sword to the sharp side so that he can cut off the sword. And then he switched back to the blunt side. You can see here. So okay, and you can see here like the whole situation with Sanosuke was that he doesn't know who to go for. Like he's just someone who was with the army, and he saw this thing happen in front of him, and he doesn't know where to put out his anger and who to fight against. He, as he said, he has been tricking himself and trying to calm himself down up until now by getting into fights. It was misplaced anger, as Kenshin said. And as soon as he saw that, oh, there's someone who is from the Imperial Army and who's supposedly the strongest, he thought that, yeah, this is the perfect place to show my anger and like take my revenge. Because like I said, it was misplaced anger up until now. He didn't know where to put that anger. He wanted to do something about it, but he knew he couldn't do anything about it. So he was just picking fights and taking out that excess energy. But now he found Kenshin, who was an Imperial Army, and he's the strongest. So he's like, oh yeah, I can take out my energy over here. And so yeah, that's what he did. He starts fighting him, and he hurls the sword towards Kenshin, but Kenshin just parries it and cuts it. And that is it. You can see from that point onwards, it's over. In no way can you defeat Kenshin in this situation. So he cuts the sword, and he uses his swords like Ryu Suiten. I think that's the name. He uses that and bam, whacks his head. And before he whacks his head, you see that he turned his blade again to the blunt side. So he used the sharp side to cut the sword or parry the sword, and now he changed it again to whack him with it. So there you go. Even after that, he's standing, and Kenshin said, "You're the first person who took that from me, and isn't unconscious, is still standing. You really are tough." So Kenshin's just going to go, and Kenshin's like, all right, you know what? I don't want to do this. Just stop. But yeah, Sanosuke's like, no, like it's not over yet. I haven't lost. In the name of Sagara and Sekiho army, I can't lose against an imperialist even if it killed me. And that is what I said. Misplaced anger. He doesn't know what to do with it. He found someone who is an imperial army, who was an imperialist army, from the imperialist army, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And supposedly, and obviously Kenshin's the strongest, so he's like, yeah, if I am able to defeat him, I can prove myself. And now, obviously, this is the thing. Not everyone from the revolutionary group are like this, like it depends. Like the same people who framed them, they not everyone was like that. And like I said, that Kenshin and the people who really wanted to do something good for the world, they probably saw all of this happening, and that is why I'm guessing Kenshin kind of left the army, and he was like, you know what, all that stuff that I have done, I'm going to make and protect people with my sword from here onwards. The people who really had good intentions, like nothing can do about it, because probably the higher ups now are like this, like something I don't know, like that's probably what's going on, like, because it's obvious. Like I said, the generations change. All the generations, all the people from the other generation who fought for the good of people to make their situation better, a lot of people a lot of them are probably not even there in the higher up position. The ones who are in the higher up positions, they're probably from the newer generations who had no idea what's going on, and they're just corrupt. So that's the situation. So people like Kenshin, who wants to change the world, wanted to change the situation and fought for it, now they're just like, what the hell did I do that for? Because it's the same freaking thing again. Like just new greedy people in the top, in the top, like echelon, and they're just, like nothing has changed. So, and that's why Kenshin is just like now on his own as a Rurouni, trying to, like help people out. And so Kenshin obviously realizes that Sakara doesn't know where to place his anger. He's mad, like he doesn't know what to do. He is frustrated. So Kenshin goes towards him, and he's like, come, fight me. Okay. And Kenshin comes and just punches him. And he's like, oh, did that wake you up? And yeah, he says that, okay, aren't you picking a fight against the wrong person? There you go. Okay. Is your main... Okay, where is that part? Right, aren't you picking a fight against the wrong person? So the Second Army taught you to defeat revolutionary warriors, not to make the revolution happen. Or is it to make the revolution happen? Yeah, so he's like, oh, you are not the one to talk. You imperialist armies all are the same. You talk about equality, and then you just make up a, like a excuse and just put the blame on everyone else. But Kaoru's like obviously not. You don't know what Kenshin is. Kenshin is not one of those imperialists. He refused that when someone gave him the opportunity to become one of those imperialists, a top officer, and he decided to help others. That's the type of person he is. Like, you know nothing about him. And Yahiko's also like backing it up, and Yahiko's like, if you have something to say about that, you'll have to take me on. So yeah, Kenshin says it is true that from inform the revolution happened 10 years ago, but we have entered the new era of Meiji. However, the people who truly need happiness still trapped in an old time where the weak are oppressed. So yeah, he's like, the revolution is still happening. And that is why, in my own humble way, swing the sword so that I could be of assistance to those people. Yeah. Whether it will be 1 or in 10 years, or if the end of revolution never arrives, I have no idea, but I believe that doing this will be my atonement to those who fell victim to the Meiji revolution. And yeah, it's true. Like, as he said, like, I don't know when the revolution will happen. Will it be now? Will it be 10 years? Will it never happen? But, people like us will always be there. And as long as there's discord and there is, like stuff like this happening in the world, there will always be people who go against it. There will always be revolutionaries. It is never going to stop. And so, if you think about it like that, the revolution will never stop unless and until people are able to achieve something like that, or achieve something closer to that. Because, like I said, it's impossible to take out corruption completely from this world. It is impossible. That would be like utopia. But at least we can go closer to that dream. We can go as much close as we can to a world like that. And as long as the revolution goes on, we're sure to reach that someday. And yeah, as long as bad things and injustice is happening, there will always be revolutionaries, because there will definitely be people who are fighting against that, and that in itself will keep the revolution alive. So yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, when people like Kenshin and Sansa are there, the revolution will never end, and hopefully someday they are able to reach their goal. And you can see Sanosuke kind of sees his captain in Kenshin, and he's like, he's just like him, just like what my captain wanted, like his vision for the future. So yeah, and then he kind of falls down, and he's like, yeah, you know what? And he then goes unconscious. Right. So after that, everything is over. Kenshin is back in town, And Kaoru's like, oh, like Zanza will probably be out for a few or 3 months at least. He was very much injured, and I'm like, nah, you're probably going to see him there just just strolling there in the town, just picking fights or something. I don't know. And yeah. So yeah, they're in the diner back again, and you see that these guys are back. They're making a ruckus again. So Zanza's taking care of them. So yeah, Sanosuke comes out and he's like, oh, like, hey there, you took care of me yesterday. So Kenshin's like, wait, you're already up again? And he's like, I'm fine. It's okay. It's just a small wound. It's okay. And everyone just pokes him, and he's like, oh no. Right. So okay. In the end, Kenshin's like, wait, you still have your, like the Gakuran? And he's like, oh, you can say that this is just me, like this my personality is warped. So, like I cannot really change it. And but that's something that I cannot do anything now that I'm 19. And I'm like, what? This guy's 19? What? he looks at least 28 or 20. I don't know, 25 or 26 or something. Maybe even older than that. But yeah, obviously he's 19. Oh god. Wait, so I don't know how old Kaoru is. Oh, I think someone mentioned in the comments how old Kaoru is. I just forgot. But yeah, Kenshin is obviously a lot older. It's funny how Kenshin looks younger, but he's actually the one older. Yeah, anyways. Alright, so yeah, he says like what you said yesterday, I think, about how you can say anything you feel like saying. So how different you are from those fraud imperialists, or are that all talk? I'll be shadowing you around and seeing it with my eyes. And he's like, yeah, see you later then. Like, goodbye. Oh wait, he talks about his. Wait a minute. He talks about his Zanbato. Where's that part? I don't have my Zanbato anymore. Okay, there you go. I stopped being a fighter for hire. There you go. Okay, so his sword is like just, yeah, obviously. And he says like, yeah, now I'm just just a person like you. Like you left your identity of the Hitokiri Bato, so I'm just like Sanosuke. I'm not the fighter Sanzai anymore. Yeah, he's like, see you later. Like, and they're like, yeah, another person joins our crew. And that was that. In the end, in the after credit scene, we see this guy, whoever this person is. I'm guessing this person is killing the imperialist army. Like, yeah, and there's this one person who's like, oh, please don't kill me. The old revolutionary warrior has gone senile, bathing in all that money. Yeah, so these are all the revolutionary army, like the former ones. Okay, so he has this like a hat and like a, I don't know, like, interesting. We don't really see his face, but I don't know what he does here. He kind of paralyzes the guy. I don't know what the hell happened there. He tried to run away, but he then gets paralyzed. And yeah, and he just kills him. So yeah, will probably be a future problem that Kenshin will have to go against. So let's wait and see what happens. Right, and that is it. That was this episode, episode 5 of Rurouni Kenshin. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys next week with another episode of Rurouni Kenshin. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.